Yeah? And so, as they sprout, they come into here, and then when it's ready for harvest, they start to form the harvest and obviously get them out. So really, and in here, this is the labourer. But how does this all work? Empty field, this is an entry point. When we go into an unreached place in our community, we go into an empty field. And we come in here, and as soon as we go in there, we share the gospel. Constantly, we just get out there and share the gospel. We literally sow seeds everywhere, yeah? And we've done that really well. We've done that really well for a few years. And then we got stuck. When we come to this part, to discipleship, we had no idea. What do we do next with these people? And we were baptizing, they were repenting, deliverance, healings, and then they fell through the cracks. They were going just as quick as they came, within a month, 2 months. Even though we met on Sunday at our place and we had prayer meeting on Monday, we had the Bible discovery that we got from the DBS from another friend, that we thought, okay, we need to do just simple getting in the Word. It wasn't working. So the discipleship part was failing. So what happened next is, so out of this 4 parts now as discipleship, this is the formation of the church or the ecclesia. The ecclesia is what we use now. So out of these discipleship, as we disciple people into the ecclesia, the leaders are formed. Leaders who would see the whole vision like this, and then we train them to do the same, to the entry, the gospel, and how to go out and just do simple tools like 3 circles, 30-second testimony, heal the sick. There's other tools. There's so many things. Once you start to have all these tools in your tool belt, you just use them. You're just walking in the Spirit. And then it's easy to share the gospel. It's easy to do all this stuff. But when it comes to this part, I guess this part here is the area that we recognize we're in now. And we are trying to merge all this into here and build micro churches, like gatherings, smaller gatherings. So with the Mission Multiplier, with Joel Shaw and his team, I'm so privileged to be part of their meetings on a Wednesday, that they invited me in to sort of to coach me. And they've got it's like 6-7 people. They meet every Wednesday. They're very strategic in what they do. And they started with 4 micro churches, because they ran a bigger gathering. Every week they would meet on Sunday during the week. And they had like quite an influence, in that community in Ipswich, Brisbane. But that God says no, and they brought one guy from down here near Bendigo, Ballarat, with his wife. They literally went to Brisbane and they started helping multiply missions, because they had this idea, the 4 fields. And so they started with 4 micro churches from the big gatherings, and every month they multiply 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, because they started to work on this part here. And then these fellowships, these gatherings, started to multiply. And now there's 23 micro church gathering ecclesia to date. And this next 3 months from last month, our goal was to, in these gatherings, let's look for 23 new disciples. And that was our goal. So far, I think there's 11. And we're halfway like this. We thought we'll just have a goal. I know you might think, well, these are numbers, like, you're treating like a business, but if you don't have intentionality of what we're doing, we're not going to get to this. We're not going to get Australia safe, which is, we really have to put the right activities about what our vision is. And I think that is the biggest catalyst for us, or a change of mindset, when we begin to see the simplicity of it. And it's not so much, it's hard, it's just that we've never done it before, and we need to be coached. And I've found about 9 or 10 people in my life who I'm coaching so they can start this. So in 3 weeks, we're actually planting another micro church in Southport, Gold Coast. And after that, 2 weeks later, we have another sister in Labrador, and we're going to help her start her micro church, because she's been doing all this. She's out in the field harvesting. There's a few people she's discipling now. There's 2 even overseas she's discipling. I'm talking about Glennis. And we want to start her here, because she's regularly, doing all this. She's 65 years old. You know what I mean? And the guy in Southport, he's 71. And they get this vision. They got it. And so I'm coaching them along because I'm being coached. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So this thing is moving fast. We might think, well, but we need leaders, those ones who are ready to serve the needs and just begin to let God be God. Because we're talking about the movement of God, we're talking about revival and harvest is here. But unless there's a place like that we know that's working through Troy Cooper and others in other parts of the world, where there's a multiplications happening there of these kind of things, and it's so basic, I thought, wow, I'm going to get a hold of this and I'm going to just do it. You know what I mean? And that was just my attitude. And part of me was like, this is overwhelming, because it was very overwhelming. So basically right now we're merging Kickstarts with the multiplier, with this 4 fields together, and we want to put it together to a training spreadsheet for leaders to train them to be able to do Kickstarts and do the 4 field training, so that we can come back every 3-4 months to that committee or to those people and host them for 3 days. In the first touch training, there's 3 touch training. In the first touch training, we come in and we'll do this and model it. We model it, with what is required for 3 days. And then we let it go with the leads we work. Then we come back in 3 months later, and now at this time, half of the work we will do, and the other half, the new leaders will take over and do. We go away, and then we'll come back, 3 months later, and now we're just there to observe and watch, and then half the whole training gets done by the leaders, and we just watch. Because this is good. We want to be able to see other facilitate groups. It's not, why should we go everywhere and come in Ballarat and win people to Christ? Because you guys have got the same DNA. We have Jesus, we have the Holy Spirit. So it makes sense that in every one of our communities, each one of us can grow into this and allow God to evolve himself in what he's doing. Because really, the objective is that we will let other people allow, as we go, for them to raise to this challenge. So this is new for me. Like, I'm just sharing this vision here, and it was a test vision sharing, because I said to Joel 2 weeks ago, I've done my mission plan, my basic mission plan, and the mission statement we did yesterday morning is to do with the coaching 3 sessions. That's not really this, but it's a 3 session to coach leaders to understand a basic mission plan and find what resources are there that we can use to achieve this, and who else am I going to partner with to get it done. That's pretty much all it was. And so it's beautiful to know this. Any questions? Anyone have any questions?